trying to rock the boat, I'm trying to work the middle, head down, ass up, put your face in the pillow. I'm trying to rock the boat, I'm trying to work the middle, head down, ass up, put your face in the pillow. Water, splash, water, splash, water, splash. She got that, she got that, she got that, she got that water, splash, water.
Welcome, Boss Charlie, back home.
Let's get it, let's go. Oh yeah, yeah, man. It's your boy Cha, man. Charlie Global, and I'm back once again with another one, man. Today I got a very special guest, man. Legendary, man. Y'all already know, man. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, though, man. You know what I'm saying?
Go by the name of Goldmouf. What it do?
Man, we in that bitch at coolin', man. You know what I'm saying? Kicking major flavor. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling you, I was following you while I was in Chain Gang. I seen you get out, you know what I'm saying, and really get in motion and start doing your thing, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, starting from the beginning, kind of walk us through how, you know what I'm saying, before your bid and then when you went to prison and your transition and getting out.
I mean, before the bid, you know, it was a bunch of street shit going on. You know, nigga trying to really find you know what I'm saying, find a way, trying to make it up out of the hood. Yeah. And so, you know, we experiment with a lot of different street factors, you know, from the drug dealing to the gambling to the robberies and, you know, et cetera. So that's what it was before I went to prison. But before I went to prison, I was kind of, you know, I was having my way. I had then pretty much made a pretty decent name for myself in the street. Yeah. And I don't like to glorify no street shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that.
I ain't here to glorify no street violence and all the negative stuff, but that's just a part of the journey. So, you know what I'm saying? I got to make sure I speak, you know what I'm saying, the truth when it comes to where a nigga came from and how a nigga get to where I'm at right now.
For sure. So, you know, I did 15 in Georgia pen, you know what I'm saying? And after I got sentenced and shit, I'm in the kind of jail. That night they came and told me to roll it up. Yeah, you going Chain Gang. How that situation was for you when you knew you had to go ride out?
Man, you know, when you in the streets and you always throwing rocks at the Chain Gang, you know, at some point, your journey gonna come to a screeching halt and you're gonna have to go behind them walls. Yeah. I mean, if you really in the streets like that, you know, a lot of people, they had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Yeah. I had 4 foot in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm on all 4 in the streets, man, you know what I'm saying? So I knew at some point if I continued the course of behavior, the course of action that I was on, I was going to end up, you know what I'm saying, having to take that trip to the big house. Yeah. You know, I was already a youngster in and out of YDC. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Youth prison. So I just figured, you know, when you're in youth prison, they tell you, man, you're going to graduate to the big house if you don't get it together. Yeah. And I know I hadn't got it together. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying, I knew that big house was gonna come. And when I took that fall, you know, it was a very fucked up situation for me. But you know, I created that situation, so I had to go in and lay down and handle up like a man. Yeah.
Okay. So upon being in there doing time, like I said, I see you moving around doing the things you do, you know what I'm saying, out here. So what was you planning that, or it kind of more like so when you got to just manifest it?
Nah, I mean, really, I didn't think I was going to be getting out of prison, man, honestly, because I caught 35 years originally. And then when I got to prison, I caught a murder charge. I caught a aggravated battery with deadly weapon on a police, you know what I'm saying? I stabbed up a police, they say, allegedly. So I didn't really think I was going to get out. Yeah. But just in case I did happen to get out one day, I was making preparations, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah, so I know like me when I first got out, it was still a little certain little chain gang shit I was still doing, you know what I'm saying?
Probably still doing some chain gang shit.
So when you first got out, what something you feel like it took you a minute to shape?
I mean, truthfully, man, I say this a lot. It's the new day and age with the social media, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, before I went to prison, niggas wasn't into taking pictures. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Niggas wasn't into, you know, really putting their business out there. Yeah, even the interviews, when niggas be asking you about street shit, and niggas be going into detail about the street shit. You know, real deal, real life criminal shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, people used to really be on a hush about that type of stuff. You know, niggas ain't want to be seen on camera. So, you know, to get out in this day and age and see niggas, you know what I'm saying, flashing guns on social media, taking pictures with stacks of money and drugs, niggas posting motherfucking pounds on motherfucking on their stories and come get the work pills on their stories, man. That shit is like a total different world. And it's something I haven't got, you know, accustomed to as of yet, because even now, you know, I still be reluctant to say certain things, and I be, you know, kind of fearful of you know, doing too much on interviews or on pictures and on social media. So I'm real careful with that shit, because these same things that we say and post on these platforms will be used against us in the court of law.
Facts. I just did a little mini movie. Shout out OG Big G, called Trying to Go Viral. And in the little mini movie, we doing all the stupid stuff, you know what I'm saying, that young niggas do, showing them like, look, this is what y'all doing. Yeah, we making it funny, but this is what y'all doing. Like, we had a scene where we had a little white dude doing, he was interviewing me about a shootout, fake shootout I had done been in, and I'm telling him everything, the kind of gun I had, because this what these niggas do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because like you say, back in the day when we were hitting licks and doing shit like that, we were trying to get out of town and get out the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now they'll hit a lick with the same clothes on, take a picture with the same gun. I be like, man, these niggas crazy.
And that's the thing, man. That's the scary part about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas do crime just to be able to go on the internet and pop it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like niggas actually go shoot a motherfucker just to be able to come on the internet to get the bragging rights to say, yeah, I shot a nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is the clout era.
Yeah, it's
you
about
know what
clout.
I'm saying? Back when I was doing music, when I first got signed back in the day, you really had to work. Now in today's age, 3 seconds can get you famous.
Yeah,
One
man.
little clip.
And it's crazy, man, because, you know, back in the day, a nigga had to really get famous based on talent.
Yeah.
Per talent, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, you can just do some wild shit, go viral.
Yeah, bad.
And here you go, boom. Now overnight, you know, you're overnight trending sensation.
Yeah.
So it's a lot with the social media, with the media platforms. It's a lot easier for you to get known, for you to get recognized.
Yeah, bad.
You know what I'm saying? That's a cool thing. But I think, you know, when shit get into criminality and when people just putting any and everything, I mean, people putting their private business on social media. Like, I don't put anything on social media.
Yeah, bad.
You know what I'm saying? Because my life is too private for me to just put my private life on social media.
Yeah.
You know, I got niggas watching me. I got bitches, you know what I'm saying, in the cut, player ain't ready to take a nigga down. So, you know, the more information you give the public, you get the people, the more information they can use against you.
Yeah, bad.
And that's what I don't want. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, been provided so much information where a motherfucker that can be the cause of my demise. You feel me? So I'm real careful with that shit.
That I'm a firm believer in he who controls the images controls the minds. You know, you got these peoples at the top who run the industry, the radio, the media. And I'm looking at it now. Back in the day when we were doing music, you had people doing songs that change your mood. You feel some type of way. They really were telling stories now. When they popped out that drill rap, oh man, it just sure enough got crazy. And what these young niggas ain't realizing is the person you stressing your op, it ain't the niggas that look like you. It's the people you can't see. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the ops are really the people that's around you.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? Like, truthfully, it's the niggas that you call your friends, the bitches that you fucking on. Them become your primary ops.
Yeah,
you feel me? Them the people that know the most about you. Them the people know how you move, know how you think. And them the people when they get mad because envy a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when they get mad because you won't no longer do this for them, you no longer can do this for them, and that's when, you know, all this oppy energy come about, you know what I'm saying? Before you know it, you know, the motherfuckers off in your house.
Yeah,
Are they going to take out warrants on you? They going to do this, do that against you, you know what I'm saying? So the ops is the niggas, like, you know, being from the street, you know, the niggas on the outside can't touch you for real.
Yeah, bad.
It's always the niggas that's on the inside that can motherfucking do whatever they want to do to you because they got access to you. They can just reach out and touch you when they get ready.
Yeah. Okay. So, what you feel like the biggest obstacle you had to overcome since you got out?
I mean, just so much shit, man. Just being black, man. Being a black man, you know, convicted felon, trying to make a way out here. It ain't no mercy for a black man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't no mercy for a man. Like, I don't give a fuck what you going through. Your mama can die today. You know what I'm saying? Your motherfucking your grandmama can die tomorrow, and the motherfucker still gonna be calling your phone like, I need some money.
Yeah.
Like, the bills still gotta be paid.
Yeah, bad.
You know, people,
bad.
it ain't no excuses for us. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no mercy. We don't have, a black man really don't have time to sit back and reset and you know, just do nothing. You always gotta be active. My mama died a year ago or so, man, and I really haven't had the opportunity to even really grieve her death because I'm always having to move. My bills always, it's a constant cycle. I'm always having to do this or help this. So as soon as this happened, the world's so fucked up, some more shit happened.
Yeah.
So your mama died, my nephew died, my brother's son, Tori, he died, then I be damn, my mama died. Then my mama died, then my sister died. Then my sister died, my grandma died. So it's like, you know, you just, it's a concession of people, you know, dying and things going on. And then not only that, but this going on while this going on. So it's just so much shit going on. You never really get an opportunity to grieve, and then your bills still got to be paid.
Yeah,
because the rent motherfucking man or the mortgage people ain't trying to hear, oh yeah, my mama just died. What the fuck they got to do with their money?
Yeah,
I'm too depressed. I can't move. Nah, they don't want to hear that. They finna evict your ass, foreclose on your shit. So you got to keep it moving. You really don't have the time to really just, you know, get a feel of anything except the grind. You know what I'm saying? You constantly moving forward. You constantly going. So, you know, it's hell on a black man out here because even with the stakes against you, you know, you already got the police against you. You got the system against you. Then you got the niggas in the hood, just the niggas against you. And then you got the niggas around you against you. Then you got your family against you. So it's like, it's just so much, you know, a nigga up against just being a black man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people really don't realize that the trauma, the stress, the all the extra shit that goes along with just being black, with all the pressure being upon a nigga having to still perform. Your daughter still got to go to her prom. You know, how the fuck you gonna tell your son or your daughter, oh, I can't, you know, get you school clothes because, you know, we got to make sure the mortgage paid or the bills paid. We got to bury mama. Nah, it ain't no, you got to keep going. You got to keep moving.
Yeah, Pat. Because, see, the government in the United States, they doing a whole bunch of finessing. Yeah, we giving you X amount of dollars, but we take it back from you every 30 days. It's a cycle. You know what I'm saying? I be studying certain shit, and that boy Rockefeller say, I don't need a nation of thinkers. I need a nation of workers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all an illusion. Once I realized the illusion in America, shit hit different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's just like in America, it's really no true ownership. It don't matter what you so-called own, you still got to continue to pay on it. You know, allegedly, if I went and bought a crib for $800,000 cash, I bought the house. I don't owe no money. Every motherfucking year, I still got to pay taxes. Not only that, every month, I still got to pay HOA.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I don't pay my HOA, they could put a lien on my house.
Yeah.
If I don't pay my taxes, they gonna put a lien on my house and take my house. So it's like in America, there's no real true ownership.
I looked up some shit. It ain't but one way you could truly own something. It's something called an allodial title. That's the only way you could it dead out. But it's so hard to get that. You could pull up on a lot of lawyers. A lot of them don't even know what that is.
Exactly. And they don't grant it to anybody.
Yeah,
it's very, very difficult to get.
Yeah, hard to get. But yeah, they're just like I go to Foot Locker and buy these J's. After I take them home, why I ain't got to keep paying on these J's? But I go buy that high though. Yeah, you still owe her. So you ain't truly never. It's all an illusion. Money itself is an illusion.
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Like, even the cars, man, I go cash out on a car. I'm like, yeah, this mine. As soon as I go to the DMV, to get the tag and registration, they charging me allure taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Now I gotta pay some more money. So it's just a constant thing. So having said that, basically it's like you gotta continue to grind.
Yeah.
You gotta continue to work, man. You know what I'm saying? Nigga don't work, nigga don't eat.
Yeah, bad.
You feel me?
bad.
So anybody thinking they can lay around and kick their feet up and they gonna be able to live like Goldmouf, to live like such and such, then you got life fucked up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
bad,
saying? Because you
bad.
got to continue to Goldmouf work like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
People see the good shit. They see you pull up in that Bentley. They see you pull up in that Lamb, but they don't understand the hard work, sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears behind this motherfucking car that you see.
Yeah, bad. Like, okay, it's a different with the generation. Like, we were coming up, man, the OG talk, man, we shut the hell up and listen. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, boy, these young niggas don't want to hear nothing for real, boy. They like, you know what I'm saying? It like, everybody just want to crash out. It like, you lame if you going to school trying to get a trade or something. When I was coming up in the street, we looked up to the niggas who would get money. Not the nigga who was doing all the killing. Now it done switch. These niggas like being broke and look up to the nigga who killing everything. This shit just crazy.
It's easier to kill.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to kill than get money.
Yeah.
See, it take a skill set.
Mm-hmm.
It take a art, the art of hustle,
Mm-hmm.
to get money. Any motherfucker can pick up a gun and shoot.
That.
You see what I'm saying? It don't take no skill to shoot.
Yeah.
If you take half of these niggas to the shooting range and you point at that motherfucking, that number 9 right in the center of that target, man, them niggas bullets gonna be all around the motherfucking target. Ain't none of them gonna hit the 9.
That.
So, but those straight bullets kill people.
Yeah.
So
Right.
these niggas don't even have no shooting skill set. But it's a skill to be able to consistently make money, be able to consistently fulfill responsibilities by paying bills and paying debt and making sure that your family and loved ones or whoever in position in a financial situation where they can live a sustainable life. That shit hard.
That. And
You know what
then
I'm saying?
I tell them, I say, all these dudes out here, y'all
So
stuck.
hell yeah, kill before you want to motherfucking sit around and have to grind every day. Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
Any
yeah.
motherfucking kill.
Yeah.
You see these little 12, if you look in the court system, you see 12-year-old, 13-year-old motherfuckers in that bitch for bodies.
Facts.
Now them same motherfucking 12, 13-year-olds that's in there for bodies, I bet when the police pick their ass up, they ain't have $5 in their pocket.
Facts.
These niggas walking around all day with big ass guns hanging out their pocket, my nigga, and they ain't got a motherfucking dollar in their pocket, man. I see it every day.
Facts.
Nigga pop up on, hey, Gold, man, hey, bro, can you let me borrow $10? Give me $10. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give it to the young nigga. He got a big ass gun hanging out his pocket. I give it to the young nigga because I'm praying like hell, you know, he don't take this motherfucking gun that he got hanging out his pocket with his big ass extendo and go do no stupid ass shit, kill an innocent person.
Yeah.
So get this motherfucking $10, man.
Yeah.
But the point that I'm making is that these motherfuckers, these kids out here walking around with these big ass guns are everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's easier for them to get a gun than it is to make $20.
Yeah, bad. It crazy because all of them stressing they steppers, but you have to think, like I preach on my YouTube channel, man, before you make a rational decision, I think about that shit. Cause get what? Ain't no guns in chain gang now. A lot of niggas I know.
But see, they don't give a fuck though. They got to go through that.
Yeah.
See, whenever you look around and you see these young niggas that getting locked up, that catching these bodies and shit, these fresh young niggas off the porch.
Yeah,
they never seen nothing. They being raised by these motherfucking rap songs.
Yeah, bad.
So they never been in that fire for real. So they don't know how it feel to be burnt. But then these same motherfuckers, once they go out and do some shit and they find themselves locked up, they go to streaming like them niggas who killed Young Dolph. Oh, my constitutional rights, I'm being treated like an animal.
Yeah.
But you ain't think about that when y'all killed this man like an animal.
Yeah, bad.
Now all of a sudden, now you're a human being again.
Yeah.
Nah, nigga, stay an animal. Sit your ass in that motherfucking cell, bitch, and rot, or whatever them white folk got for you.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that you want to make sure that same energy that you got when you doing this stupid ass shit, carry out that same energy throughout your whole life sentence in the chain gang.
Yeah. Yeah, bad. You wanted to step. See, I tell the young nigga,
But they don't know.
Yeah, like I tell them, oh, you like killing, you like shooting gun, nigga, go to the military, nigga, get paid to kill. Then nigga says you want to kill, go get paid. Stop killing, go in the chain gang, nigga, go on to the military.
They don't want no sergeant stripes, man.
Yeah,
they want street
you
stripes.
do all the killing you want to do over there.
They want street stripes. They don't want sergeant and lieutenant stripes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the young niggas I know run around the hood that love to just fight. I'm like, bro, do like Kimbo Slice did. Pull up in a nigga hood. Shit, I got a couple dollars on me. Go get your bed here. Since you like to fight, get paid.
And then
for
you
it,
gotta
nigga.
understand too, man. Like a lot of it, everything start with parenting.
Yeah.
These single households, these single mother households. You know what I'm saying? They really don't have no real father figures. And then the niggas that they do look up to as such a figure, when they get old enough, they realize that this nigga ain't even worthy of being motherfucking father. He's not adequate enough to even be a father figure.
Yeah.
So they lose respect for these niggas that's supposed to be in that position to be a father figure.
Yeah. Bad.
So you know what I'm saying? How the fuck I'm finna listen to a nigga who I know retarded, who I know more shit than him down there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who just really got me by age. Can't really teach me nothing, can't show me nothing. Mm-hmm. This nigga motherfucking 38 years old, he's still on the corner selling rocks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? His nigga motherfucker 42 years old, he's still walking around telling these young nigga, oh yeah, man, we gotta find us a lick.
Yeah.
They out here breaking nigga motherfucking car windows together.
Bad.
So how the fuck I'ma look up to you or take your advice and you out here doing the same shit I'm doing?
Yeah, bad.
And a lot of the young niggas, they surpass a lot of the older brothers out here. So the guidance ain't there.
Yeah.
The OG-manship ain't there. Niggas don't want to hear a nigga who, you know what I'm saying, ain't got no real guidance or no real value. When I mean by value, I mean that, people look at what you have, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got a pot of piss in and want to throw it out, you stand with your bitch, or you stand with, you know what I'm saying, your mama, you know what I'm saying, you stand in this old rinky-dinky ass house in the hood.
Yeah.
How the fuck you gonna tell a young nigga how to motherfucking run a bag and go get a motherfucking nice house out there in Villa Rica?
Bad.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, bad.
You gotta lead by example.
Demonstration.
You see what I'm saying? That's why so many rich people have so much influence. Mm-hmm. When they pull up in the motherfucking cars, man, when they pop out with his jewelry on, these people looking at these things as trophies of success.
Bad.
And with those trophies of success, they want to emulate those people. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? But you got to have the tools. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a pimp. Mm-hmm. When a pimp push up on a hoe, the pimp got their jewelry on, they motherfucking snake skin boots or shoes or whatever.
Bad.
They snake skin cane, they crocodile hat, they motherfucking Cadillac. They looking real good and flamboyant because they trying to convince this hoe that she need to be with him.
Yeah.
And they trying to convince this hoe that, I'm worthy of you selling your body for me. I'm a motherfucking pimp. Look at me, bitch. I got motherfucking diamonds and gold everywhere.
Bad.
I'm in a motherfucking brand new Cadillac, bitch. Jump in this car. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
So you got to convince people that you are who you say you are in order for them to be willing to follow you, in order for them to submit. You know what I'm saying? Be in submission of what you got going on.
Yeah.
So if older brothers can't convince the young niggas that the right way is the right way, then you know what I'm saying, what the fuck we listening to this nigga for?
Yeah, more definitely. They definitely gonna go off your demonstration, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially, how you gonna tell somebody how to get rich if you ain't never been rich before? You know what I'm saying?
But niggas do it every day. But I would say this though, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy. It may sound ironic, but some motherfuckers that never been rich probably can give you some advice on how to be rich. It just mean that they haven't applied it themselves.
Yeah.
But they didn't see other motherfuckers do it now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they can give you some game on, how, give you some kind of structure on what direction to go in.
Yeah.
Nah, they never physically had the money before. But shit, they didn't see the homie from around the way get that money, how he ran it up and what he explained to him. So you can learn from a motherfucker, although they haven't actually succeeded themselves, because a lot of people don't have the courage to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have the patience to do it.
Yeah.
The perseverance or all the other ingredients required in order to be successful. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a motherfucker can give you some game now if you sit back and listen.
Yeah, bad.
That's just like, I use my brother for example. You know what I'm saying? He own a house. Or just say he don't own a house, right? But he know the process it takes to own a house. He may not own a house. He might just like to live in a condo downtown.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But he could tell you how to go about getting your house, how to get approved. You need your W-2 form. You need your credit to be 650 or whatever the case is. You need to have 20% for this. You got to go to a realtor. So they can give you the game.
Fact.
You just got to want to receive the game, be willing to listen to the game. So everybody don't always have to be in that motherfucking Lamborghini to show you how to get you a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
True. I can go for that, yeah. But man, you know, in today's society, man, this shit just been different for me. Like I said, I've been out a year. And you know, it's a lot of shit still the same. Only thing really changed to me is the technology. It's a new way of doing shit. You know what I'm saying?
That means shit didn't change.
Yeah.
See, the game will never change. The niggas in the streets will never change for real. They got the same street. They got the same mentalities.
Yeah.
But once technology changes, the world changes because you have to do everything in a different manner.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You remember back in the day, you used to grab the gas pump, you had to pull that bitch up and pump. Nah, nowadays, you know what I'm saying, you can press a couple buttons, you know what I'm saying, and they pump.
Yeah,
so
fact.
that has changed, although the method is still the same. It still has the same goal. To pump the gas in the car. The aerodynamics didn't change. These motherfucking Teslas driving themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got these other cars, them Waymo cars. Them you just get in that motherfucker and you just nobody in there with you. It just drives itself. So the technology has changed the game.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But the mentality of the niggas that's in the hood is still the same.
Bad. Like, you know, when I was getting out, I knew I was gonna have to go back to the same environment for a second because due to the situation. I went back to the same environment, but I didn't do the same shit. You know what I'm saying? I stayed up for a second, got myself together, and I pushed on. And see, a lot of niggas talented, but they scared to bet on themselves. You know what I'm saying? So shit, you know me. Hell, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna roll the dice, man, cause I feel like you only live once, man. So you gotta make the best of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, on another note though, before you got out, you already knew you were gonna be in the entertainment when you got out?
Before I went to prison, I was in entertainment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was already rapping before I went to prison.
Yeah.
So being a rap star was always a dream of mine.
Yeah.
So when I went to prison, I didn't do no rapping. I did a lot of reading, researching, and learning, you know, law, etc. But I always knew that if I did have an opportunity to get back out of prison, I was gonna pick up a microphone again and try to do what I couldn't do when I was behind them walls.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I've been pretty successful in the music industry. You know, I make a little money in music, you know.
Yeah.
I got a lot of connections in music.
Yeah, for sure.
I met a lot of the people that you know, musically admired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm able to collaborate with them and able to hang out with a lot of these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, though, when you meet your idols, you know, you be very disappointed.
Yeah.
A lot of times, you know what I'm saying? Because they aren't who you thought they was.
Yeah, bad.
Through their music, you meet a lot of these people, meet a lot of these bitch ass niggas, and you be like, damn, man, you know, I grew up listening to you, or you know what I'm saying, I was a fan.
Yeah.
And now, you know, this the type of nigga you is, so you know, I don't even want to be around you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got a lot of disappointments in that area as well. You know, being around a lot of people that I thought was you know, that person who I kind of looked at on a higher scale, kind of find out, you know, them some bitch ass niggas and they'd rather hang out with me and I never want to hang out with them.
Bad. It like me coming to Atlanta, because I done been to it. You know, I'm from the country. I'm from Southwest Georgia, but I hadn't been to Atlanta. But now that I'm up here, I finally realized this shit in Atlanta is built off cap. Everybody capping. Everybody selling dream. You know what I'm saying? You got a few. I done ran to a few authentic niggas, But for the most part,
Yeah,
I
I
be
was gonna
like,
say that.
damn.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You know what I'm
that.
saying? I done ran into a few authentic niggas now, you know what I'm saying? But from what I'm seeing, being up here, like, yeah, this shit be crazy. Just like you said, when you run into niggas who you idolize, who you looked up to, and then you see what they got going on for real, you be like, damn, nigga, I been bamboozled. Damn, boy, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't that. But on another note though, as far as the music, man, what you got going on, man? Shit.
My project was supposed to be released on June 13th, but my label just pushed it back. So now we got to get a new date. You know what I'm saying? So my new album called Who Is Goldmouf, it'll be dropping, you know what I'm saying, very, very soon, man. By the time this interview come out, I should be dropping. I released 2 singles, one called Trap of the Year with my nigga Bigger Rankin and Trey Lawson on it. And then I released another single called 3 the Hard Way with me, Derez, Deshaun,
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
Rollo. So,
yeah, I saw that.
so we did that. You know, the numbers still good on them records. They still going up. You know, people still fucking with them. But now it's time for me to drop.
Yeah, bet.
So I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, drop my whole project, Who Is Goldmouf. A lot of people want to know who is Goldmouf. So, you know what I'm saying, my project tell who I am, where I come from, and, you know what I'm saying, how I got started and where I'm going and where I'm at now. You feel me?
Yeah. This your first official project since you been home?
I dropped other projects, you know what I'm saying? I dropped
Yeah.
one project when I first went over there with the Fangoon situation. It was called The Evolution. It did real good. But I kind of fell back because, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
I was helping Rollo while he was in prison handle, you know, a lot of his music affairs and,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, just being a team player. So I kind of fell back on my own shit. But now I'm back full throttle on my own shit. And so Who Is Goldmouf, it'll be coming out, you know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, a lot of people, they didn't heard of me. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't really, I'm kind of like, in the streets, I'm real big. You know, everybody in the streets know me, you know what I'm saying? If you're a street nigga, you've been in the chain gang, then you know me, you feel me?
Yeah.
And that's one of my things, like, that I tell a nigga I ain't rap famous, but I'm trap famous, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't know who I am musically, but everybody know me from being a street nigga in the streets and my legacy and, you know, all the work a nigga didn't put in the streets. So I felt like it was time for me to make that transition so people can know who I am musically, you know what I'm saying, know who I am from this, you know, trying to not necessarily get away from the streets, because you know that's who I am, you know what I'm saying. I was raised in the streets, so I never want to disown where I come from.
Yeah.
But I want people to know musically that I do make great music, and I got a lot of, you know what I'm saying, great music aspirations, man. I can make music that people can vibe to and want to, you know what I'm saying, just make memories to.
Yeah. When I was in prison, I was watching one of your interviews, and it was a book you spoke about, and I went and found that book and read it, because I say, shit, he's speaking on that bit. I want to read that Count to Monte Cristo.
Oh, that's my shit.
Yeah, I read that motherfucker. I said, oh, yeah,
That's
that
my
bit
shit.
hard. That boy got up out that bit.
Yeah.
When I saw the interview, I said, damn, I got to find that book. That bit sound like it fire.
Yeah,
So
you
when
know,
I
that's
read it,
that book right there. I think it changed. I know it changed my life. It made me think differently.
Yeah.
It's
Me too,
It's a
shit.
very psychological book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it'll cultivate your thought process. Let you know. You know, it take you through all the emotions. It take you through so many different forms of mental training.
Yeah.
It's like for me, that book was like a mental training facility.
Fact.
And it just made me an overall better person. And I think without that particular book, behind those walls that I was behind, you know, contemplating, analyzing, and you know, doing analytical studies related to the lessons in that book is what helped me cultivate my mind and become the person that I am today, man.
Man, for sure, man. We finna get ready to wrap it up, man. But on the last note, man, speaking to the youth, man, anything you want to say, you know what I'm saying? Drop
I want to say, fuck the youth. The youth need the motherfucker. Nah, man, you know, I never say fuck the youth, man, because for real, the youth is our future. You know what I'm saying? If we get in the right guidance and if they willing to accept and listen and follow and take heed, you know what I'm saying, then, you know, we can have a beautiful motherfucking paradise here on earth.
Yeah.
But truthfully, man, that shit ain't gonna happen, man.
Conditioning.
Yeah, you know, niggas not only is the shit fucked up in the households, but all of the big time Hollywood people that's responsible for these movies and this music, who pushing this certain music, they ain't pushing nothing but negative narratives, man. Because once you push negative music everywhere, once you push negative narratives such as TV shows and movies, and if everything is negative, only thing the youth can get a hold to is negativity.
Facts.
And once you eat negativity, you shit negativity.
Yeah.
So if all you eat every day is negativity, likely, according to studies, you are gonna do a lot of negativity.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Which also in turn keep our court systems backed up and our prison system full.
Yeah.
So for those who, you know what I'm saying, don't want to go to prison, for the young niggas that don't want to die, for the young niggas that want to see a change, want to make a good life for themselves, then, you know what I'm saying, just listen, man, and try to do what's right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Believe in yourself and understand that you don't have to sell dope. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to rob, steal, and kill. You ain't got to gang bang. You ain't got to do all that shit, because that shit only leads to a two-road path, which is the penitentiary or the cemetery.
Yeah, facts.
So if you're interested in going to the penitentiary or the motherfucking cemetery, then nigga gang bang. Sell dope. Go rob, steal, and kill. But if you don't want to do that, man, if you want to live in that big house on the motherfucking hill and ride around that motherfucking Bentley like Goldmouf, then, man, do something different.
Yeah, man, for real. And on a last note, I shout out that boy Papa Duck, man. He put me on game about the ley lines. See, what the government done did is learn how to tap into the universe and see how the energy works. They got something called ley lines.
Yeah.
The black community is sat on the negative ley lines, and the other people are sat on the positive. For example, you ride through the hood, you see how your energy feel like, damn, buddy, what these folks got going on? Now go ride by a bank, go ride by a school, go ride by a church on the other side of town. The energy, you could feel it, because after he explained the shit, I actually got in my car and rode around just to see what he talking about. And I ride through the hood, and I'm like, damn, this shit do feel kind of, okay, now I go over here in the other area. I'm like, damn, this shit makes sense. Because if you look at, like, Martin Luther King Boulevard or whatever, it's in the hood in every city, the negative ley line. So that's why the energy is fucked up. Like, these folks got this shit down to a science, and they not going to give you the tools to overthrow them, so they ain't going to put you on game on all that. But that's just something I want to throw out there, because I realize that shit is true.
I think to add to that too, right?
Yeah.
I feel like, man, the devil's greatest weapon is poverty.
Mm-hmm.
And through poverty, the devil controls the masses of the peoples. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see so much crime. That's why you see so much vile stuff going on. It's poverty, but even beneath the poverty problem, you have the lack of education.
Yeah.
Because education, the adequate promotion of education, it provides means, methods, and methodology to surpass poverty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can rise above poverty through corrective education. So if we can all accomplish or establish adequate education, we'll all be able to rise above poverty. And once you rise above poverty, you get in a different financial spectrum. That's how we are able to actually, be a stronger people, be a more positive people.
Right.
It's less crime going on then. Because people out here robbing, stealing, and killing because they poor.
Yeah,
and because they are uneducated.
Yeah.
Because the educated understand that they don't have to rob, steal, and kill. They can go about acquiring finances in an educated manner.
Facts.
But because they uneducated and they are suffocating with poverty, it creates an unprecedented demon.
Facts.
And so now you have all of these crimes going on. You have so much chaos going on. But the way to control that, like I said, is through financial liberation and education. You feel me?
Facts.
So that's what we need in our neighborhoods, in our culture, in our hoods, in order for us to rise above all the ensnarements and traps that they got laid for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, cause I believe that the only thing about slavery they took it away from physical to now is mental. You know what I'm saying? I know some nigga that's in prison right now that freer than people on the street.
Me too.
And they free in their mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But man, go on, give them your social, man, where they can find you at, how they can, you know what I'm saying, tap in.
Find me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everything the same, man. The real _Goldmouf, THEREAL _GOLDMOUF, man. Y'all look me up, follow me. Check out my new album. If you ain't got my book, Life Before Rap, y'all make sure y'all get my book. Tap in, stay positive. Let's get this motherfucking money, man. Let's do it.
Already, man. Appreciate you for sliding.
Thank you for having me, my nigga. You know it's love, for sure, for sure.
For sure.
You know, your shit was a lot more positive than I thought it would be, though. I love that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get into some gangster shit, but we didn't.
Nah. I
It's
try to
love.
keep it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They get enough of that. For them,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah, hey, man, it's your boy Cha, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap in, kickingmajorflavor.com, charlieglobal.com, man. We out there damn thing, man. Like I always tell y'all, stay focused. Sooner or later, you'll be blessed. And most importantly, stay free.
Let's get it.
We out there, bitch.